All right. I don't know what it is about YouTube right now, but man, they fucking shit up. I mean, I don't know what's up with my sub numbers lately, but they've been going down for the past few days, and I keep thinking it's a lack of content. But it might just be YouTube's fucking algorithm fucking up again. So I found out my sub count went down to 199. Let's push that sucker back up again. Send YouTube a message. Stop fucking with the sub counts. What's up, Flow Grown OG? Welcome to episode number 15. Himmelgod has spoken. We all know the drill. My name is Brian Himmelfarb, aka the Himmelgod. Welcome. Welcome, everyone in the room. And as the numbers are starting to pop in, everyone's starting to come in. At least Twitter's working. What's up, Steve Callen? What's going on, buddy? Good to see you here tonight. They would just unsub me from people, and then maybe they're unsubbing you from me. All right. As you guys are seeing all sorts of other stuff here. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I think I do know. YouTube's fucking with me, man. I don't know, my phone wants to fuck with me because for some reason it wants to keep switching me over. I'm speaking to you, basement. YouTube wanted to switch me over to my freaking Wi-Fi, and I don't want my Wi-Fi on because my Wi-Fi sucks here in the fucking hotel. 2 more weeks, people. 2 more weeks. Billy Ricky says YouTube is piss grease. Holy cow, he might be right, man. Holy shit. Hell, I just got knocked off just for a few seconds. But I'm here. I'm still alive. And we're still kicking. What's up, Elias? Holy shit. This has just been the weirdest few days. Now I just can't wait to go home to Florida. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, everybody. Actually, if you think about it, a week and 2 days. Week and 2 days. How about that? It's 9 days. It'll work better. Yeah, that's how it is for me, basement. I've lost in the past few days about 6-7 subs. And they keep going down. And I think Elias just told me today it went down to 199. I'm below 200. What the fuck is going on, man? YouTube, man, fix your fucking shit. I don't know what the hell is going on. We're going to have to call it Subgate. Right, that's our new term this week, Subgate, because they fucking shit up. So anyway, I don't want to spend too much time talking about them because we got more stuff to talk about. Foul Mouse Nation in the house. Week and 2 days. Oh, yeah. We're going to get back and... Mr. Canadian Basement's talking about playing a game after I'm back, and we'll talk about that during this episode. Also, Mr. Renegade Joe Compton has an idea of a future podcast here on this channel. Sir Cardinal, what's up, man? Holy cow. Everybody's here. Shark Week. I'm telling you. Make sure you guys are following me over on Twitter. YouTube is Shark Cum, says Billy Ricky, and it's hashtagged. It is hashtag, baby. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter at highoctane_buzz. Make sure you guys are checking me out on the Twitter. And, of course, on Twitch, _Himmelgod. I don't know how much stuff I'm really going to do on Twitch because I kind of like the YouTube stuff better, but then I also like the Twitch stuff better. But make sure you're following me on both ends so that way we can take care of content. As I said, week in 9 days, back in Florida, meaning more content here as well as on Twitch. So make sure you guys do that. If it's your first time here, you're brand new. If for some reason when the stream got knocked off for a second and you didn't disappear, you're still here, be sure to hit the subscribe and make sure that YouTube doesn't unsubscribe you from this channel. So click the thumbs up like everyone's been doing. Click the bell to get your notifications for when I go live. Some of you guys got the notifications, so we at least know something's working around here. Most importantly, make yourself at home. Throw your feet up on the table. Well, if the wives or the girlfriends let you. For me, I can just do what I want. Don't be shy. Have some fun. Join the chat. Sit and talk. It's okay. A half stick of Himmel. Yes, half stick of Himmel, mate. It's a half stick of Himmel, mate. Holy shit, that was crazy, Ken. When you did that this past weekend. Oh my God. Shout out to the one and only Joe Cronin. Make sure you guys are following Joe at Real Cronin over on Twitter. What's going on, Dan Rex? Check out the YouTube channel Joe Cronin Show where you get your daily wrestling content. And of course, Corrupted Podcast, home of Monetize This, Friday night. Make sure you're there. A lot of shit's going to go down. Hopefully we don't add Beltgate to Subgate. So we don't know if the belt has finally arrived, which it should have been there over a week ago. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with the belt because I mailed that shit out a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully it shows up, or we're adding Beltgate to Subgate. All right. Battle Royale Battalion, want to catch the gaming content for Joe's site. So make sure you guys are checking out Joe Cronin. Also, the one and only Foulmouth Ken. Check out at Ken Foulmouths, of course, Foulmouths Network and Foulmouth Nation. Hopefully Foulmouths Network will be up soon, but of course, get to Foulmouths Nation. Make sure Ken's over 1,000 subs, damn it. You got Foulmouths Live. You got Insomniac on Saturday night. Foulmouths Live was last night. Good episode, by the way, Ken. I got a chance to watch the whole thing, fucking laughing my ass off on a lot of the shit that was going down, especially last night. But protect that barbecue sauce. JR might have to show up during the weekend. Mrs. Foulmouth Ken's in the house as well. Also check out Mrs. Foulmouth Ken over there on Twitter. Gatekeeper Drew. Make sure you guys check him out at Gatekeeper5150, Derailed Gatekeeper, over here on YouTube. We got the Derailed podcast this Saturday. And oh man, we got the top 50 wrestlers of all time coming up this Saturday. So make sure you guys tune in. We were supposed to do the top 100 last week. Of course, everything gets sidetracked, henceforth the title Derailed. And we spent so much time talking about wrestlers, we knew we weren't going to make it all the way through. So top 50 wrestlers of all time this weekend. I got my top 5 hashed out. I think I know who's going to be in that top 5 list. Let's up TSS. Make sure you guys check out TSS 2 over here. Of all time, I think it's definitely going to be it. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair. I am a Ric Flair mark, baby. All right? Ric Flair is definitely going to be number 1. The rest of my top 5, not in any order. I have Hulk Hogan on the list, the Macho Man Randy Savage, Bret Hart, and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. So let's hope that top 5 pans out this Saturday. I will be there. At first I wasn't going to be there. I will be here on Saturday. Work schedule kind of messed up. We'll get into that in a little bit. And of course I got to shout out my boy Billy Ricky. All right, at BillyRicky03 over there on Twitter, Billy Ricky here on YouTube. Make sure you check out the warm-up show. What's up, Will 10? No Stone Cold Brian. No, yeah, that might show up later. But I think he'll be in the top 10 for sure. Stone Cold and The Rock will be top 10 for sure. But it's hard for me not to go to any other way. But Billy Ricky over on YouTube. Make sure you're checking out the warm-up show Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. No bombs dropping this week for Billy. We're going to maybe play some other stuff. Take a little break on the donations for a bit, on live donations. But maybe I'll let someone else be the king of all hype for a bit until I come in and take over. But no bombs dropping this weekend. Daquan will not be on the bomb this weekend. Billy, I already knocked your stream out with a Moab, so it's hard for me to go ahead and top that. You know, that's just all time. Can We Talk? Yeah, we'd also check out the Patreon for Foulmouths. Check out Can We Talk? And of course, Joe Cronin on the Patreon as well, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show for the Corrupted Podcast. Saturday nights, late night Saturday nights, where you can catch Joe, Ken from the Foulmouths Network, and the Filthy Mouth Gamer. Make sure you check out Corrupted Podcast. All some great shit that goes on during the shows that we have here, and everyone's big community of people doing shit. So, can we fook? That's a good idea. Conor McGregor, by the way, is out and about. He's only going to get community service after throwing shit at a bus. Great for Conor McGregor. I love it. By the way, the Himmelgod t-shirt is still available at teespring.com, according to what I see. Every time I click on it, it's still there, so you can still get it. Courtesy of the Foulmouths Network, head over to teespring.com/Foulmouths Network, or head over to my Twitter page. You can click on the link there at highoctane_buzz. Check out the pinned link. It will take you over to the shirt where you can still get your Himmelgod t-shirts. So click the link. Mugs, hoodies, still available. Hearing there might be a care package from the Foulmouths Network at my home in Florida. Can't wait to open it. And I'm going to do it live on YouTube, by the way, so everybody gets to see what's there. Fucking thank you, says the Foulmouths Nation. Hell, fuck yeah. Donations are live, but I don't know if they're working tonight. If you guys want to do it via Streamlabs, it's there in the description below. Don't know if it's working. B. Lee, what's up, man? But you guys can check it out there. But if you guys want to do subscriptions over on Twitch, you can. You can head out over to Twitch. It's _Himmelgod. And you can sub over on Twitch. If you're a Twitch Prime user, it's free. Free sub. Who doesn't like that shit? Free sub at Subway probably even be better. Who knows? A lot of shit to go into today. I wasn't planning to talk about a lot, but I'm going to talk about everything I can. Steve Cody, what's up? Awandi, what's up, man? We got some new releases to get into. We got Xbox Live has announced their games with gold for the month of August. We'll get into that. I'll also talk about WWE 2K19, a game that will be featured prominently on this channel because we're going to be talking about the collector's edition that was announced. I think they call it the Woo edition, or as I would call it, the Woo edition. You're going to see some details about the collector's edition there. We'll be talking about a new Xbox. Of course, we're talking about the next generation Project Scarlett, and about a new Xbox, supposedly a streaming Xbox. Everybody get that woo going in the chat. Woo! Give that in the chat, baby. And of course, the age-old question on Twitter, Ford versus Chevy. You all been voting, and I've got the results, and we'll be talking about that shit. But we'll get into that. So, getting into new releases, a whole bunch of new stuff I want to talk about that's available this week. Some of the stuff might be a little upcoming. Mega Man X Legacy Collection is now available. Was on Tuesday for PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch and PC. So get your Mega Man on, man. That was kind of like the Dark Souls of the day. Dark Souls always seems to be that example, and Mega Man was that shit back in the day, which was do it in a Datsun. What the fuck, Canadian base fit? But back in the day, Mega Man was kind of like the Dark Souls of its day, dude. That's a fucking hard as hell game. I love it. Now you get all the Mega Man X games that are now available: PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Also, you guys remember a little game called No Man's Sky? No Man's Sky is now available on Xbox One. It's already available on PS4 and PC. There has been an update for the PS4 and PC users to catch up to where Xbox One is right now. And a lot of people talking very positively about the No Man's Sky game, that obviously it's a lot better. It may not live up to everything that we've been hyped for all these years, but it has been showing promise, and a lot of fans are taking to it now. I still have it on PS4. I deleted it a long time ago, but I'm ready to go ahead and re-download it and play it with these new updates. Fuck me. Call of Duty World War II United Front DLC is now available today on Xbox One and PC. It's already available on PS4. As you know, PS4 has the 30-day advance for all DLC for Call of Duty. But now that 30 days is passed as of today. So Xbox One, PC, you get the United Front DLC. I'm going to get a chance to play that Zombies map a little bit later on tonight. Won't have it here on YouTube because I won't be able to stream it. But I'm going to get some time with it, see how it is. Heard a lot of ups and downs about it, so hopefully it's not that bad. So we'll see. Wrecking Ball, new playable character in Overwatch, is available this week on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Y'all remember I talked about Wrecking Ball probably about an episode or two ago, which is a mech, a hamster in the mech. What's up, Tommy NC 2010? What's going on? He's a hamster that's named Hammond. He's in a mech, and it's more of a tank-based character. It looks really cool. I'm going to get some time with him. I found a badass outfit, kind of like a punk outfit for Wrecking Ball, so I thought that was pretty neat. I ended up getting it. I had the 1,000 coins and said, what the fuck, I'm going to go buy it. So I ended up doing it, so I thought it was pretty cool. GTA Online has some new content called After Hours, now available on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, strictly for GTA Online. Think if you do get the After Hours, and there's some things I think you get with it, you could get like another $350,000 in cash, which is probably better than a shark card at this point. But it is available. New content, supposed to feature Gay Tony. So make sure you guys check it out. Gay Tony back again, baby. Xbox One backwards compatibility added a couple of new games: Silent Hill HD Collection and Silent Hill Homecoming. now available on Xbox One via backwards compatibility this week. GTA 5 best DLC yet, says Flowgrown OG for After Hours. I kind of got to agree with you, man. I like the Ballad of Gay Tony over on GTA 4. It was pretty badass. New on DVD, Blu-ray, and of course 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray is the movie Ready Player One. Now available this week, so make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I'm interested in going to see it. If you guys have seen it, let me know in the chat. Don't spoil the fucking movie, but let me know in the chat if you guys have seen it. I am planning to probably go get it before I leave here, or maybe send a copy to my house so it's there for when I return in a little over a week. Hey, Tony, where's a Trilby? Yes, I think he does, and I did see that in the DLC. Did see that. In theaters this weekend, starting Friday, which is tomorrow. I can't even remember that today is Thursday anymore. Mission Impossible Fallout. A lot of people have been talking about the new Mission Impossible movie, that it looks really good, and the Rotten Tomatoes score has been really good. I think it was around 90-95%. What's up, Cooper Harrison? And of course, my boy Sausage in the house. But a lot of people have been talking good about Mission Impossible, and looking to go ahead and see it. Might even go see it this weekend. If not, I'll wait till after I get home and watch it then. Also in theaters this weekend, Teen Titans Go to the movies. So the new Teen Titans Go movie is also going to be there. If you guys want to check it out. A little up and down from some people. Reviews have been very positive about the movie. Still at over a 90, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes. But I'd like to see how the fan reaction is going to be, because I know a lot of people aren't big on Teen Titans Go. But to Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters, yeah, Tommy, we're going to talk about that. That was pretty fucking awesome, by the way. I did see that. But a lot of people up and down on Teen Titans Go. But definitely give it a shot. I kind of liked it once in a while watching Teen Titans Go. My nephew gets into it, so it is what it is. So I'm pretty sure I might catch it. Also, for game sales. Let me get into the game sales here. Microsoft's Ultimate Game Sale is still going on until July 31st. Discounts up to 70% off for up to over 700 titles. Some of it's DLC, some of it's kind of like microtransaction stuff that they're putting at a discount, but a lot of games for Xbox and Xbox 360 are on sale. Huge freaking discounts. I picked up a lot of Telltale stuff, including The Walking Dead, Tales from the Borderlands, the both Batman games, and of course Guardians of the Galaxy, which I will be streaming on Twitch or here on YouTube. Well, if I stream it on Twitch, it's going to go to YouTube anyway. But it's going to be there for you guys for your viewing pleasure. And I think there's something with the Batman game where you guys can join in on the voting for some of the conversations. Might get that set up, have it up on YouTube so that we can all be together and vote on what we would say during that episode of Batman. So I thought that was pretty cool. Also, I did pre-order the new season, the final season, as they're calling it, for Clementine. I do have that pre-ordered, and I will have the episodes here on YouTube and of course on Twitch. So, PlayStation owners, there's also a PlayStation sale this week. Not much going on there. GTA 5 is on sale, so if you want to get your After Hours DLC, it's a great way to go. Fortnite bundles, if you're still playing Save the World, is available. Odin Sphere, definitely check out Odin Sphere. It's a great RPG. Redout, a good racer. Dead or Alive 5, and of course, if you're interested in Fire Pro Wrestling World, it's 10% off on pre-order right now. I think it's going to be there all the way up to release, so make sure you guys check that out for Fire Pro Wrestling World. Microsoft officially announcing their free games with gold for the month of August. These will be available starting next week. On Xbox One, it will be Forza Horizon, which will be available throughout the entire month from the 1st all the way up to the 31st. And For Honor is going to be available August 16th through September 15th for Xbox One. Xbox 360 games, which are also backwards compatible, playable on Xbox One, include Dead Space 3 from August 1st through the 15th. That one's an okay game, I'll be honest with you. The first two, Epic Mickey 2 will also be available August 16th through the 31st. This is one of the better games with gold offerings that I've seen from Microsoft. They've done a fantastic job lately on games with gold. Especially, they've offered all three about now. We're seeing Epic Mickey, Xbox One offerings. They've done good with Forza. Now we're seeing For Honor. A lot of For Honor went from this terrible game in the beginning to being something really special. I'm willing to pick it up for free and go ahead and play For Honor because I was kind of pissed off on the pay to win tactics of it in the beginning. They got rid of it all. They streamlined it. They made it better. Definitely check out For Honor, but it'll be available later on in the month of August. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Forza Horizon 2 I've already played. I'd rather play 3 right now. And of course, Forza Horizon 4 is going to be available this fall. So no word yet on the PlayStation offerings. They have not stated what games they're going to be available yet. When they are made available, I will let you guys know. Of course, you probably could check it out on Twitter or YouTube or whatnot. So you guys will be able to go ahead and see that. So there's those basics out of the way here. Get into a little bit of news bits here. Sega has officially announced that the PlayStation 4 version of the Sega Genesis Classics now supports PlayStation VR. So for any of you guys that are using PlayStation VR, you got another game to go ahead and use with it. And in fact, 50 games that you can now use with it. The update for this is free, and you can play all your 16-bit classics now in VR. Honestly, I'm not big on the PlayStation VR for some strange reason. The way I would go ahead and put it is they haven't really put out much in terms of games for fucking full-fledged games. They've had Resident Evil, the Resident Evil 7 game, which is very good for VR, by the way. Skyrim wasn't that bad for VR. They've done Doom, although it's a little bit weird how they have it set up, but interesting nonetheless, because it's kind of like a type of move system that they kind of put in for Doom. So I thought that was a little interesting. But they haven't really done much other than a lot of tech demo stuff in terms of VR. That's kind of the reason why I'm kind of not interested in what Sony's doing in terms of VR. If you guys are, let me know. You can let us know in the chat if you guys are interested in that stuff. But VR didn't really do it for me. Too many cords that are plugged in to that headset, and I feel like it weighs it down a little bit, and it kind of takes me out of the immersion a little. But it's not bad for a start. I mean, when I look inside on the screen, it feels like you're looking at a screen door, but it's not bad. I just wish it could be something a little bit better. And if Sony's really going to be all in on VR, they really need to up their fucking game, to be honest with you, to really get people into this shit. I just feel like, though, a lot of times when Sony does something and they get involved in it, they kind of just let it go by the wayside. So it's kind of depressing. So they don't really do much. VR will take off with the new systems. Phone rings, This is the hard part about doing shit on my phone. The phone rings. Sorry, guys. I gotta hang up on you. I'm doing a show, for crying out loud. Shit. I love my brother, but damn it. Come on. I'm on the phone. Anyway. Bandai Namco has announced an open beta for Dragon Ball FighterZ on the Nintendo Switch. The beta will begin in August. And, of course, Dragon Ball FighterZ will be available on the Switch. Sony is all in. Boy, that all-in thing is going everywhere, especially for Total Bellas and Total Divas and all that shit. The Divas will be all in, The whole all-in thing is just, ugh. There you go. WWE Total Divas is all in. Ugh, it's annoying as fuck. Holy shit. Hopefully no one keeps calling on my phone and let me do what I want to do. Jeez. Anyway, but beta coming for Dragon Ball FighterZ. I can tell you right now, Dragon Ball FighterZ is really good. And I think it's going to run great on a Nintendo Switch. So check out the beta. We got new content, by the way, on the way coming up. Base Goku and Base Vegeta are going to be available in August, early August, of course. So some new DLCs on the way. Holy shit. Talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ enough of how great that game is. So can't wait for a new Broly movie, says Sausage. Hell yeah, man. I'd be down for that shit too. Holy cow. To me, it'll be interesting to see how long it takes for VR thing to catch on, or if it does at all, says Alpha Excalibur. I agree. Dan Rex saying, have you seen Ms. and Mrs.? No, I have not. Kind of not interested in a way. I'll be honest with you. But That's just how it is. Moving on. Want to get to this one, WWE 2K19. So how many people are hyped for 2K19? Kind of put that up in the chat. Let me know if you guys are hyped for WWE 2K19. Because 2K Games has finally announced what the collector's edition of the upcoming 2K19 game is. Titled the Woo Edition, in honor of WWE Hall of Famer, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Here is what is included in that collector's edition. Copy, of course, of WWE 2K19 Deluxe Edition. Gotta have the Deluxe. That's the way to go. Access to WWE 2K19 Season Pass digital content. No surprise there. Gotta be there. Exclusive playable characters, including 80s-inspired Rowdy Roddy Piper, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and also including the Macho Man Randy Savage 8, and The Undertaker from 2002. An exclusive Starcade 1983 arena. That sounds interesting. Probably a lot of darkness in that arena, I can tell you that. Exclusive in-game attire of Ric Flair from WrestleMania 24 and Charlotte Flair 32. Hopefully YouTube is not fucking with the stream. Hopefully not. Access to WWE to pre-order digital content, which includes Rey Mysterio from the Royal Rumble in 2018 and Ronda Rousey from WrestleMania 34 Rowdy Roddy Piper inspired getup. Let's see, there's more. WWE Supercard Limited Edition cards featuring cover star AJ Styles, as well as an AJ-themed WWE 2K19 card back. Also, a Rick and Charlotte Flair Limited Edition card and a Ric Flair-themed WWE 2K19 card back. I'm breaking up. I better not be. Everything looks good for me on my side, but hopefully I'm still styling and profiling here anyway. Exclusive premium packaging. If you guys seen the packaging for it, it looks pretty badass. Exclusive WWE Hall of Fame replica ring. Exclusive Nature Boy inspired Funko Pop figure. And a Fanatics limited edition commemorative plaque featuring a fabric piece from Rick's iconic pink or purple robe. 2 different robes. That's a lot of stuff in the Woo Edition. Holy moly. By the way, I pre-ordered the motherfucker. I have it set. All this can be yours for the low price of only $129.99, so just a penny under $130. Quantities are limited, with only 30,000 of these are available. So only 30,000. And they're numbered, especially with the rings. The game is also in Standard Edition, of course, for $59.99. Edition, which includes the Season Pass, for $89.99. I sound like a GameStop salesman now. WWE 2K19 will be available worldwide on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on October 9th. Deluxe and Woo Editions owners will get a 4-day head start on October 5th. Unfortunately for Nintendo Switch owners, there will not be a Nintendo Switch version. Sorry. By the way, on my channel, you can expect a full unboxing of the Woo Edition, as well as gameplay of WWE 2K19 on my channel starting in November. It's going to be available at my house when it's released on October 5th. I'll be back up here on Wisconsin running an outage, and I'll have to wait till I come back in November to play the game. So I'll be watching some other streams and stuff like that. But here's the interesting thing here. As I stated, WWE 2K19 will be featured on my channel. I want to start a wrestling federation using WWE 2K19 as well as each and every. So we're going to have a Himmelgod in there. We're going to have a Canadian Basement. We're going to have a Foulmouth Ken. We're going to have a Joe Cronin. We're going to have everybody. And I mean everyone. Bobbitt's going to be in there. We'll put Bobbitt with Asuka since he's in love with Asuka. If that's the case, I'm going to line myself up with Alexa Bliss, for crying out loud. That's my future ex-wife there. But we'll have everybody. Hell, we'll even have Tommy NC in there. Okay, we could have Tommy Fitton making his way down to the ring. We'll have all sorts of stuff. Sausage, yeah, we'll have him in the game too. So we're gonna have to get some photos and likenesses so I can create you guys in the game, or get wild and crazy or something. Bobby Jackson to Oscar. I wouldn't be surprised, but we're definitely going to have a wrestling federation with championship belts. One of the belts, will, of course, will be the Monetize This Championship, and then we'll have a few other belts, and have everybody in this game to wrestle out for all the different titles. Maybe we'll have some women in it as well. We can have Gina in it. We can have Tattooed Mistress. I mean, we can unload on all sorts of stuff. Himmelgod World Wrestling, says Dan Rex. Maybe we'll have a women's championship we could call the soft core title, or something, something interesting to kind of bring people in and watch stuff. We'll have Royal Rumble matches and all sorts of crazy shit just with us. And then we'll sprinkle a few WWE superstars in there as well, and as some of the women and some really good matches. And I'll put them together. We'll have them on my channel. We'll run them. We can run them before Monetize This. We can run them over the weekends or during the weekdays. No Roman Reigns. Absolutely no Roman Reigns, because we don't want him taking over everything like he gets in WWE. All of a sudden, if I put Roman Reigns in my federation, he'd probably start asking for a push like he gets in the WWE. You know how shocking to me is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar again? This is like the 5th time that these two are going to go at it again, and this time at SummerSlam, and I kind of don't give a shit. It's like, I don't even want to bother watching SummerSlam, except you're going to have AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, and I'm like interested in that, but somehow I think WWE might fuck it up. So I'm a little worried. I kind of still intrigued to kind of watch it and then just turn it off on the main event, because I don't want to watch Roman Reigns become champion #1, or Brock Lesnar retains again. I feel like the Boo Birds are really going to be out in Brooklyn, because it's a smart crowd. And, the smart mark's going to be going like crazy, hijacking the show, which is funny in itself. It's kind of like we don't want that, because we just want good fucking matches. We want stuff to really get interested and look forward to, and not a bunch of fluff shit. Just saying. It's kind of the way I am. Hopefully my girl Becky can take the belt off Carmella at least. Yes, please. I will take anything other than Carmella as champion anymore. I am sick of it. Hope 2K19 will have mixed tag match. I hope so, Dan Rex, because they did have the mixed match challenge. So, yeah, because then maybe we can have that dream match. Myself versus Bobbit. So Bobbit and Asuka versus myself and Alexa Bliss. That would be great. That's what I want. But I don't know if that'll happen, though. Canadian Basement is. But you never know with what 2K might be going with. And I feel like that with 2K, they really got to step up their game, because the past couple of WWE games haven't been as great. Himmelgod versus Tommy. We could do that, Steve. We could definitely do that. Somehow I feel like everyone would be lining up to take on the Tommy NC creative character. So, holy shit. Canadian Basement Wrestling over CBW. I think it's Canadian Basement Wrestling over WWE. I don't know, but Himmelgod Wrestling might take over. So we'll kind of plan these things out in the coming months leading up to the game, and then get you guys going. Make him a ketchup character, says Elias. A ketchup packet? Are we going with the ketchup packet? And then he can have like drawings on it, like Jurassic Park, because that would be pretty funny. If Tommy's still in the chat, bro, just take the jokes, man. We're just having fun with you. You know that. Anyway, but we'll talk more about that because I will have WWE 2K19. We're going to get into all the stuff, and we'll start creating characters once I have the game full on my channel. We'll be doing unboxing for it, because around that same time I'll also be doing an unboxing for Spider-Man for the PS4. Also, we'll have some Overwatch character statues to unbox, including Mercy and Hanzo. So that's going to be very interesting. Both of them I think are going to be out for the end of the year. So we'll have those. Possibly a Fallout 76 unboxing, although I'm kind of falling out with Fallout 76 lately. So who knows what's going to happen there. I might replace that one, that pre-order with the Resident Evil 2, which looks really good, even though it comes from GameStop. Go figure. I'd rather get everything from Best Buy. It's a lot easier, but I'm not going to add GameStop to the list. Part of it's because Best Buy won't charge you right away for everything, but hey, it is what it is. What's going on, Sarah Small? Thank you for being here, Sarah. One of our big stories of the day centers around a new Xbox. Back in episode 10, we've been talking about Xbox, the new next generation Xbox. What's it going to be? I said basically that there was going to be multiple Xboxes, that there's going to be more than one, available as early as 2020, holiday 2020. One was going to be almost like what the Xbox One X is, and then one would be a beefier Xbox One X with ridiculous amount of power. So that was one of the ideas that's being floated around. However, it might not seem to be the case. We could have Tommy finally win the championship, the jobber title ladder match. Oh my God. Do we need a jobber title? We could do that. I can't believe we're still talking WWE. I'm trying to talk about Xbox. We're still talking about WWE. That could be worked, a jobber title. Great idea. I like that. But anyway, Microsoft seems to not have two traditional Xboxes, but to do something different. So let me kind of get into what we're talking about here. I mentioned something called Project Scarlett. This has been going around a lot lately. And good luck to the Packers this year. Yeah, NFL training camp started today for everybody. A lot of fun. Project Scarlett was brought up, and this has been circulating around the internet, YouTube, everywhere. They've been talking about it. But it looks like some new information has leaked about what Project Scarlett is going to be. And this one seems to be a little bit more legit than what I brought up a couple of episodes ago. Although a couple episodes ago, some of this is going to sound very familiar. Multiple sources are now confirming that there will be two new Xbox consoles for 2020. We talked about that. The first will be a traditional Xbox, more powerful than the Xbox One X. So kind of like when I mentioned what was going to be called the premium Xbox, new Xbox, that's what they're talking about here, a traditional console. So that was pretty much on par. No specific specs have been given for this new console, but with the demands of gamers and developers, they want 4K 60 frames per second. That is the goal of this new Xbox, especially on the traditional side. Hit 4K 60 frames. That is a must. Now, while the traditional option, as we said, was a given, the second console is the one that's drawing a little attention right now, because this is the one we're going to be talking about. The second console that is deep in development right now is a lower powered device that is designed mainly for streaming games. This means no disk drive, low latency when it comes to responsiveness from controllers and other peripherals, and a more cost-effective console which will retail for a significantly lower price than the traditional console. So are we thinking $200 here? Very strong possibility when you're removing a lot of the guts that won't be needed if you're going to be doing a streaming console. So this looks to be pretty legit right now. This new streaming Xbox is a console that works both locally as well as with the cloud. Been hearing about that cloud just everywhere. A portion of the game will run from the box itself, with the cloud running things simultaneously. Multiple servers will also be utilized, especially in multiplayer games via Azure, which will allow the console to be closer physically to a server to handle lower latency, resulting in a better gaming environment. I'm interested here. This sounds good. Now, when it comes to the games, have no fear here. All Scarlett games will run on Scarlett console. So, excuse me for a second. If you're buying a game on that traditional console, it's still going to work on the streaming device. I don't know if it's going to hit 4K 60, but still, I think this is a good option. This means that whatever game runs on traditional Scarlett will run on the streaming Scarlett as well. This includes backwards compatible games and Game Pass titles. Let me take a swig here for a second. So, backwards compatible, you're still going to be able to play your Xbox 360 games, your original Xbox games that were available via backwards compatibility, You're still going to be able to use them here. Game Pass, obviously, this is a big function to go ahead and use. And of course, your Scarlett games, even though we don't know what the next thing's called, it's just called Scarlett. Kind of like how Xbox One X was called Scorpio. Kind of getting the point here. Microsoft's message is pretty clear when it comes to the next generation of console gaming. While the hardcore players will go to the more traditional route, no surprise, they can lure in new customers. Damn, man, I'm coughing like crazy. With a more cost-effective device, while offering other services at cost, including Xbox Live Gold. Damn, man, I don't know what the hell was wrong with me there for a second. Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass subscriptions, which will work out in the long run. So you can spend $200 for a console, and then spend, $50 to $60 for your Xbox Live Gold, and then $9.99 a month for Game Pass. So in the long run, you're probably still going to be able to spend the price of a traditional, but go for something a little of a cheaper option to start out with. No, I'm not catching anything. I'm not sick, but thank you, Alpha. Greatly appreciate that. Looking out for my health. Awesome. Now, with Google and plans to enter the console market with a streaming device, this has already been mentioned. We've been talking about that Google was going to enter the console market for the next generation, and this has been gaining steam, but we're still waiting for that killer app that Google is going to have. But their console is going to be a streaming console as well. Microsoft may have the upper hand here in this streaming console war. I can't believe I just used the word console war. There isn't even a console war. No one's trying to put anybody out of business, but I brought it up. I hear the new Xbox console. Yes, that's the one I'm talking about right now, TSS. That's what I'm bringing up. Add on the fact the Xbox has something that Google does not. In other words, exclusive titles. I know some people might say Xbox has no games. They do. They really do. But they do have exclusive games and apps. Some are pretty badass, especially when you consider Halo, and as tired as Gears and Forza may be, but still, they're going to have other games coming up down the road, and Microsoft signing all these studios to make games for them. Add on the fact on the streaming device, you're going to be able to play your Xbox 360, and Xbox One games on this as well. So there's already a huge catalog compared to what Google can bring to the table. But the big question is now, will consumers want to invest in this? Here's why I say this. Because a streaming device, as we know, it sounds like the future. PlayStation's got PlayStation Now that they're trying to use, although it hasn't really worked out as well as they would have hoped for. And there's a lot of reasons why. One of them has to deal with internet availability and data caps. How many people got a data cap? We all got data caps on our phone. I got warned about a data cap on my phone today. You've used 16.5 gigabytes of your 22 gigs available. Even though I have an unlimited plan. Go figure. But they'll slow me down after 22, even though you have unlimited. So the more I stream like I'm doing tonight, I'm using it up. But hey, it's for you. I don't care. It is what it is. Once I get home, I use Wi-Fi again. It's all good. And I won't be doing it off my phone. I'll be doing it off my computer with a webcam, and a microphone and all sorts of other shit. At least for a few weeks. But it is what it is. Net neutrality is dead, which is obvious, which could lead to higher costs for streaming from various providers. We all heard about how some of these internet service providers are going to plan this thing out like a cable plan. So for those of us who like streaming, we're going to have to go ahead and shell out more cash, which is a real pain in the ass. But it looks like that's going to be the case. And it's going to be hard for a streaming console to work if we're in this position. Yeah, I don't think there's such thing as unlimited when it comes to data. Yeah, no shit. I can tell you that. Will Sony and Nintendo offer their own streaming platform to combat the growing competition? Sony hasn't said anything yet. They've been very quiet. I wouldn't be too surprised if they did a streaming console, especially since they're using PlayStation Now. So there's a very strong possibility that this could work out, using it in televisions and whatnot, but the possibilities are there. If Xbox ends up doing this, it will be a failure. I hate to say it, but I think it's possibly right, unless we can get net neutrality back, take away these ISP cable plans that they want to put together, get that out of the way. But we need better internet. I think, especially in rural areas, hotels, like where I'm at now, you know, rural areas are hurt the worst. Hotels, obviously. Um, when you're in areas where it's congested, these devices might not work as great as we want to, and especially trying to put games in 4K is going to be hard to achieve. So you can think, well, hey, we'll run the Scarlett game, but maybe we have to brim it down to 1080p or worse. We don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. So it's something we're really going to have to look at. Maybe Microsoft has a leg up on this thing. A lot of people believe that Microsoft does have a leg up in terms of how they're handling the cloud and this type of environment for streaming games. They got something up their sleeves, but chances are, I think a lot of people might still go the traditional route. I think, in my opinion, I'm probably going to go the traditional route. I don't think a streaming device is something I really want to go with, so I'm okay with traditional. Hey, if it plays my movies, great. It plays my games, fine. The majority of basically all my games are downloaded. They're all digital. I think I only have one game that's on a disc right now, and that's Doom 3 because it has to be on a disc. There's no digital option. So I have to play it that way. Other than that, my Xbox One is completely 100% digital, except for one game. So 99.99999, however you want to go the nines, that's what it is. It's pretty much a digital console. My PlayStation, on the other hand, I'd say it's about 80% digital and 20% physical. So all digital all the time, says Canadian Basement. I'm at that point where the PlayStation is going to eventually be put into an all digital. It hasn't happened. I think more towards Black Friday that's going to happen. So especially when you have big sales, I could trade in a bunch of games, put them over as digital. It makes my life simple. When I go out on the road, I can be lazy and just pick my game and go. That's what I want. Put my headsets on, play a game, hopefully be able to stream the motherfucker. Because that's exactly what I want to do. I think that this could work for Microsoft. However, it's a tough thing for them to overcome in terms of streaming. It's a good option, but it might be a bad option. If they can make this thing work with all their servers, then with the cloud, more power to them. Honestly, more power to them. Because as we said, Google's doing the same thing. But Google doesn't have killer apps. And that's the big problem for them. Microsoft, on the other hand, huge library. You got Halo and everything else, Halo Infinite, and as many other games they can put on there. They have that advantage. Now, as I said, lower price. They'll get you on the services, obviously, Xbox Live and Game Pass. But overall, I think Xbox is probably going to be the better option, at least for right now, in terms of a streaming device. So that's basically where I see this. Is this a good idea? It could work. Would have been better to have two traditional style consoles, kind of like what we have this generation with the S and the X and no E. But I think it's a better way to have traditional consoles because they work out. But I get what they're trying to do: shed cost, get rid of the disk drive. This could have been maybe saying, why didn't they just do an all digital console? This is their all digital. As a streaming device, I probably would have went the other direction. Alpha says, I just can't stand the thought of going all digital because to me, there's just nothing like the experience of collecting games in physical form. You'll still be able to do that a bit this upcoming generation. So for the next generation of consoles, I think you'll still be able to do it, but in a more limited capacity. Maybe they just have the collector's editions that way. But even the collector's editions could go all digital. They could just put a card inside with a code and say, here you go, download it. Some games do that. So I don't think it's going to 100% go away next generation. It'll still be there. But at some point, if the internet availability is better all over the nation, then it might be time to go all digital. Just going to put it out there. It's coming. That's what people want. Digital sales are on the way up. Physical sales on the way down. We all know what's going on with GameStop and that they're up for sale. And things are not going good for them at all because the digital marketplace has overtaken them. Sales on Amazon have overtaken them. Anything online has overtaken a brick and mortar store. So things are not good. That's why they got ThinkGeek and all that other shit, because they need to find a way to stay relevant. And relevancy in terms of games buying them physically is dying out. And I've been saying this now since 2008 that this was happening, that we're moving in that direction. It's just how it is, you know. You get that it's convenient. I just love collecting. I think we all do. It's kind of like how my shelving is for a lot of my games and figures and all that shit. I like stuff like that. That stuff's not going to go away. It just means they'll still have stuff like that, but with a download code instead of a disc. That's probably what's going to take place. So times are changing. We got to get with it. Like I always say, it's how it is. We got to adapt. If we can't adapt, we're left behind. And nobody wants to be left behind, as far as I'm concerned. Now, this might be a touchy subject to people, but I want you guys to take a moment, use your brain, think a little bit. Be open-minded with what I'm going to tell you. And it's going to make sense, but what I'm about to talk about is what we call a momentum swing. And why I believe at this point that momentum is shifting to Microsoft. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to take you back a little bit. So open your minds, think, don't be closed-minded. Just keep them open. I'm going to take you back to when there was really a console war. Back in the 90s, late 80s into the 90s, we had, on one side we had Nintendo, the other side we had Sega. And in between there's this pendulum that just keeps on swinging. Okay? So when that pendulum swung at one point, it was all the way over here with Nintendo. They could do no wrong. Nothing. But then, during that in the late 80s, very early 90s, that pendulum swung over to Sega side. Sega was king of the world. 16-bit, they had everything going for them. Again, they couldn't lose until the Super Nintendo came along and things started to swing back towards Nintendo's favor. There's always this struggle, this pendulum that keeps swinging, going from side to side, because it's how people buy, how consumers work, and how a company is presenting themselves. And Nintendo eventually won the console war when there was really a console war. You remember, back in the day, Nintendo and Sega were trying to put each other out of business. Okay? Even though Sega didn't completely go out of business, they're still making games. They're not in the console business anymore. Okay? No matter what you hear about Dreamcast 2 or all this other stuff, Sega's dead in terms of consoles, and they're still making games. At least we're getting something out of them. But what I'm going to show you is this pendulum that swings from two other companies. One side, you've got Sony. On the other side, Microsoft. Now, before everyone says, hey, wait a minute, what about Nintendo? Let me just state, we're only talking about these two companies. Nintendo marches to the beat of their own drum. Okay, they do their own thing. They're just the wild card, the outsider. They don't have to worry about shit. They just keep making consoles. They keep making games that people want to play. They march to the beat of their own drum. They're fine. They got nothing to worry about. They're not in any power struggle. They're making money. They're making more money than they can fucking print. They're fine. But Sony, Microsoft, these are two guys at odds with one another, even though they're not trying to put each other out of business. That's why we always say there's no such thing as a console war. It doesn't exist. These two work together. However, there's always a momentum that swings from one side to the other. Elias, come on. Open mind. Open mind. Think about it. Now, we're going to go back to the PlayStation days. PS2, on fire. They were at the top of the game. Everyone bought a PS2. They were selling on eBay for $2,000 a pop. We all remember that, right? Okay? They were on top of the world. They had everything. Sega, gone, out of the way. But along came Microsoft with the original Xbox. Still, momentum's over here. No one wants an Xbox. Oh yeah, there's this game called Halo. Okay, Halo's great. It's not going to make me shift over this direction. I'm still here. I got GTA. I got Devil May Cry. You know, all these awesome games. Who needs an Xbox, right? Halo. Momentum. Here. Exclusive games. Japan. Everything. Right here. Sony. Running the game. However, that changed. Because you go to 2004. Sony got a little cocky. You are right, TSS. They were on top of the game. In 2004, we all remember a little game called Halo 2. That was a system seller. All of a sudden, people started to care about that Xbox. And you watch that pendulum start to swing over to Microsoft's side. PS2, they're in the later part of a generation. Xbox, kind of the same thing. But Halo 2 was the shit. I know, I played the shit out of Halo 2. I loved it. I'm sure a lot of you guys played Halo 2. It's awesome. Multiplayer. Badass. They had online. PlayStation sort of had online, but it was crap. They have it all right here. PUBG has really helped Xbox, in my opinion, says Canadian Basement. Definitely agree. We're going to get to that point, though. I was going to get to that. But the momentum was over here, back on Microsoft. They have it all right now. Halo is king, okay? Eventually we would get games like Doom. Gamers started to learn, hey, this Xbox shit's not bad. GTA finally came over to Xbox. We got GTA 3 and Vice City and San Andreas and all this stuff. All of a sudden, hey, Xbox, they're all right. Their console might be fucking huge. Their controller was humongous until they made a slimmer version. But they're doing shit right. And they got online, and people loved the online. Xbox Live was great. Xbox 360 came around. Momentum, still here. Sony, kind of forgotten. PS3 was announced. Ridge Racer, giant enemy crabs, $600 console. Fuck you, no one's buying it. I'll go buy a Wii, right? Xbox, still momentum. Nintendo, beating that drum. They ain't worried, right? Everybody's still over here on that Microsoft side. But then, momentum, no matter how high you have it, is always going to swing back into the other direction. And it did. If you take yourself back to around 2009, 2010, all right, Red Ring of Death, whatever, it was okay. People still bought an Xbox. They're still leading in total sales. Everything's fine, right? But then Uncharted 2 came along. God of War 3 came along. Sony was churning out games. All of a sudden, you know, we forgot about giant enemy crabs. We forgot about Ridge Racer, right? We forgot about, even though Wonder Book was around, you know, and in the Move and all that other crap. But people started moving back to PlayStation. Another little game showed up called The Last of Us. Momentum, back on the side of PlayStation. They had it all. What's up, Renegade Joe Compton? We're going to have to talk about what your idea, though, is in a little bit, and also an idea by Alpha, which is this week's Twitter question. We'll get to that. But momentum, it's been here. It's been on Sony's side, right? 2013, we all remember 2013 rolled around, right? We thought that momentum was going to shift back to Microsoft. Didn't happen. These guys had draconian policies. They forgot what made the Xbox, what worked with 360 to make a console that was shit, right? Because that was the Xbox One. Or fancy jackets, you know, and everybody had to come up on stage in a fancy suit in the Don Matrick collection, you know? It was draconian policy. They said, hey, if you want to play games offline, get an Xbox 360. Fuck you. That ain't going to work. No way. I'm going to stay over here where I don't have to worry about online check-in every 24 hours. I don't have to worry about draconian policy, even though they had game sharing. Microsoft had this. They had game sharing. They were okay with that. But everything here was on PlayStation side. Remember how it was at E3 in 2013, okay, when Jack Tretton went up there and pretty much nailed the coffin in freaking Microsoft. They were done. Xbox, what do we do? Fucked, right? Everyone was buying PlayStation. I bought a PlayStation. Did I want an Xbox back in the day? No. Didn't care. I didn't care they were going to do Halo. I didn't care they were going to do another Gears of War. I didn't care if they were doing Forza. I didn't give a shit. PlayStation all day, baby. That's what it was. PS4, right? They had it all. However, what I'm about to tell you is that the momentum that Sony has is slipping. It's slipping. It's heading back over to Microsoft. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm not talking about Sea of Empty Thieves. I'm not talking about the buggy State of Decay 2, which will get better. Sea of Thieves, fuck that. All right? But Microsoft in the past year, you could say in the past year, even 2 years at the most, have seen the momentum from Sony start to shift back into Microsoft's direction. Now here's why. Xbox One X, Xbox One S, they did something right. They got rid of that giant ass freaking Betamax looking Xbox, made a smaller one, made it better. 4K, not really 4K, but a dynamic 4K, kind of equaling in the area of the PS4 Pro. But then we get the X, which was the 4K capable console, the world's most powerful console, as we all call it, and it worked. People were buying. Yes, we're not going to overtake Sony in total sales, but where we're going to get you is where it counts the most. And people are going to say graphics. No, no, no. But Microsoft made promises, and they kept them. Microsoft went out there giving out Games Pass. Better option than PlayStation Now. That sucks. Okay? When EA came around and offered a program called EA Access, Sony says, nah, we don't want that. Okay? But Microsoft said, yeah, we'll do it. And it's worked out good for them. No matter how badly we think of EA, it's worked. You got all your streaming services there, right? You got your Twitch. You sort of got YouTube gaming, even though you have to plug in a Mixer device to go ahead and make that work. It's there. They got their own service in Mixer. Like I mentioned, Game Pass before. Being able to play all the games you want for $9.99 a month, it's a good fucking idea. Okay? It worked. PlayStation Now, they're trying to stream the shit. Heistman, what's up, man? They're trying to stream shit. But streaming isn't working for them. Okay? Their acquisition of Gaikai failed. PSVR, it's okay. Nothing great. It's all right. It works. But are they going to support it in the long run? And that's the question mark a lot of people have. Even though it's sold 2 million units out of a 75 million user base. Not many people using that much using VR. Okay? Even there's some couple good games on it, but not enough. More tech demo shit. All right? Plus, Sony's been getting very cocky lately. No cross-play support. Those of you who play Fortnite understand this. And eventually, say if PUBG comes over to PlayStation, which we're still waiting on, I don't know if they're going to give you support for the cross-play support for that either. They're going to say, listen, you want to play these games? Get a PlayStation. Microsoft says, no. You can play the games here on PC. Hell, you can play gamers on the Switch, especially with Fortnite. They're taking care of people. Granted, they're pretty much about in last place in terms of total sales because Nintendo is about to overlap them at some point before the end of this year. But Microsoft says, hey, we're going to invest in the future. We signed 5 new studios. We're going to sign more. We're going to give you exclusive games. Yes, we're not giving you Crackdown 3 yet, still delayed, but we're going to make sure it's right and not a half-assed game that we'll just say, well, we can sell it on Games Pass. No, that's not going to work. Now they want everything polished and works great. So in other words, they're thinking about you. You might think, okay, we're all just a bunch of numbers that no one cares about. And let's face it, every company that's the case. How Microsoft has become so consumer-friendly that people are starting to move over to Xbox. Now, as I say that, I'm not telling you to box up your PS4 and go sell it at fucking GameStop or on eBay or Craigslist or whatever. No, keep your PS4s. You're fine. Don't sell your Switches. You're fine. Don't throw your PC out the window. You're an idiot if you do. But what I'm saying is that Microsoft now is poised for the next generation. They've lost this generation. That's fine. They don't care anymore about that. What they care about is in the future. And they care about you as a consumer to get their products. Microsoft's saying, hey, we're investing in Japanese games. Smart move. We started to see that already. That Japanese games are going to start making an influence on Xbox. Does that mean that everybody in Japan is going to go buy an Xbox right now? No. However, if they can please the Western audience who've been begging for Japanese games, it's working. I'm not saying you're going to get Senran Kagura and all that shit, okay? Or games where you're spanking girls on television, but you're at least going to get something that says, hey, we care about the Japanese audience. We care about our Western audience that loves anime. We're going to take care of you. Bandai Namco does that, and Square Enix does that. But if they can cater more to that audience, the Western audience that craves that shit, people like myself, I like the Japanese games. I want them too. So it'll get people interested in the Xbox product and say they're offering that game 4K, even 30 to 60 frames a second. Spanking women count me. It says Joe Compton. You sick bastard. I love you, man. You're all right in my book. I swear I knew about that game a long time ago called Criminal Girls. If you ever heard about it, go check it out. Hell, you can go watch a video of it up on YouTube to see what I'm talking about. It's only on PlayStation Vita, but you'll see my point when you see the game. When they fail, you punish them. So henceforth, you know what you're doing. All sorts of crazy shit. But you're going to get some of these games that strictly are offered on PlayStation are going to start moving over to Xbox. You're going to see all of a sudden that barrier of exclusive games start to shrink. Okay? So that's a good thing. Got to go back to work. All right, Joe, man, it's good to see you, buddy. But the momentum is swinging in that direction. It's swinging back to Microsoft. These new consoles they're going to offer, they've already talked about how they're never going to be behind in the power game ever again. They've stated this now. They're going to release their new Xbox 2, or whatever they want to fucking call it. We'll just call it Scarlett. Project Scarlett will be out in 2020, while PlayStation 5 won't be out for another year after that in 2021. Again, they want the people that enjoyed Xbox 360 come on back. They're doing that. The Xbox One is slowly turning back to what 360 was. They care about community. Phone sex with dominatrix. Hold on, pull that back up here for a second. Does that come back up? Here he goes. TSS says, there's a Switch game that you have phone sex with a Japanese dominatrix. Sick bastard. But I love you, TSS, man. I have to go check out that game now. Man, now I'm a pervert. In some way, what is it? What do you expect, right? But the idea that I'm trying to say to people is I'm more open-minded in terms of gaming. I have all three consoles. I have an Xbox One, which is the X. I have a PS4 Pro, and I have a Switch. I have all three. I'm playing a wide variety of games. Majority of the games I play are on Xbox One, which is now my primary. Used to be PlayStation was my primary. Now Xbox is my primary. That's where all my multi-platform games are, because they play better there now. They look better. They play better. Graphics, not that big of a deal for me. Gameplay, more important. Chad, what's going on? How was it I not subbed yet? Damn it. Chad, hit the sub button. We need to go over 200 again. We were at 199 today. Damn, YouTube took most of my subs away. I don't know why. Hello Neighbors coming to PS4 tomorrow. Hey, there you go. Thank you, Steve Cody. Also, games like We Happy Few and a few others that I'm really excited about on Xbox, right? PS4 might have Fire Pro Wrestling, so I'm going to get 2K19 over there on PlayStation 4. It's Fallout 76 right now I have on PlayStation 4. But on Xbox, I got so much stuff lined up, including Forza, Red Dead, trying to think what else I had. Resident Evil 2 is going to be played over there, right? PlayStation's got Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I got so many games that are pre-ordered. Soul Calibur 6 I'll be playing on Xbox. So I found a way to kind of put it out there. Bob at Xbox says, my man, when 76 comes out, we need to play, says Steve. I have it lined up. I'm hoping it's going to be as good as I hope for. I will have it on PS4. So there you go. At least got to have something to play. Keep playing on PS4. But what I'm trying to say is be open-minded. Understand that we need to stop thinking that Xbox has no games. We have to stop thinking that Xbox is backwards. We got to stop thinking 2013, because we're beyond that now. We're at a time where Sony was at the top of the game, they're not at top of the game. They're in top of the game in sales only right now, and with exclusive titles. But Microsoft, they're making the jump. Pendulum swinging. It's moving back over to Microsoft's side. Okay? Now, is it going to sway me in terms of a console decision for next generation? In a way, yeah. If PS5's not going to offer anything that's probably great early on, but at least I'll have Xbox with its huge fucking library and backwards compatibility and all sorts of great shit. It's they've got so much going on for them. Ronald Booth, what's up, man? Um, but I want you to be open minded. I want you to think before you act. If don't sit there and say PS4 it rules and Xbox sucks. We're not here to be a bunch of fanboys. I want us to be gamers. I want us to be open, but understand what's going on in the industry. Where Sony was king, they're not king anymore. Switch is coming into play, beating the drum, doing what they want to do. Smash Brothers is coming, right? But Xbox over here, Halo Infinite, Gears 5, Forza again. But all of a sudden, they're starting to bringing more exclusives to the table. Japanese games are coming to the table, okay? They're looking at what made PS4 successful and bringing it over to Xbox side and with a stronger emphasis on community. Just like they did in the 360. And if they do that, bang, momentum's going to be here. And it could be here for about 5 years, 6 years. And it'll switch back again. So Sony will be up on top. The idea is that it's constantly swinging, but use your mind, use your brain, understand that we need to be open-minded. Momentum is here now, okay? Momentum's on Xbox's side, unless they completely fuck it up. Which right now, with Phil Spencer, who's been in charge now for the last 4 years, he's not going to be fucking it up anytime soon. They know what they're doing. They know how to bring people back. Don Matrick, long gone. We can't even think about his dumbass anymore. So we need to understand that Microsoft's not a joke. They weren't a joke back during the 360. They weren't a joke back in the late Xbox days. They're coming back to what made them great. Okay? So give them a chance. For anybody who says fuck Xbox, give them a chance. I'm sure you played an Xbox game in the past. They know what they're doing. Give them a shot. All right? That's what I'm saying. Momentum's in their direction right now. They're doing shit right. Eventually, Sony will catch up again. And they'll come over here. And Microsoft, do it again. Nintendo, beating their own drum. PC, they think they're the master race. Who cares? All right? But I want you to be open-minded. The idea of this whole thing I just told you of this momentum swing is open your mind. Think. Understand. I do. And I'm a better gamer for it. Hopefully you guys will feel the same way. But right now, it's all about Microsoft. And if you've noticed that in the past couple months, it's all about them. A lot of my shows have been a lot about them. Not a fanboy. It's all about them now. Sony, it's always been about them for years. And I'm cool with Sony. I'm still going to be cool with Sony. But we need to learn to come together. Always swinging. Don't choose a side. Be in the middle. That's what I want you to do. But momentum on the side of Xbox right now. They've got everything going for them. And if you haven't given them a chance, you should. Honestly, you should. Am I definitely saying you should go out there and buy an Xbox right now? No. But understand what they're doing. They might be doing the right things that down the road when the next generation comes, I'm pretty sure you might be thinking about getting that Xbox. Just think about it. Because right now they're doing shit right for consumers. Sony used to do that. But they got cocky. That's why all of a sudden that pendulum moved. Same thing with Microsoft back on the 360. They were cocky. That's why momentum shifted to PlayStation. Whatever your preference is, I understand, Steve, but understand that, gamers' preferences always move side to side, pendulum. So right now, it's over here. It's with Xbox right now. Even if we love our PlayStations, that's just how it is. Speaking of momentums and pendulums and all this other shit, we're going to get to this week's Twitter question in a second. I want to throw you a little update about what's going on here with me. And as you guys may have heard over on Twitter, you might have heard about something that happened to my vet. My vet, of course, back home in Florida. Be back there in a few days. My tire went flat. Don't know how, but it happened. And it happened after an email I received from OnStar, thank God for OnStar, that told me, hey, one of your tires may be running out of air or it's flat. And I only check email certain times of the day, and here I am in the middle of work going, what the fuck is this? So I call up at home. My mom's over there, say, hey, Ma, can you do me a favor? She says, yeah. Can you go check out the car and see if one of my tires is flat? And I tell her which one. She goes out there, she says, Brian, your tire's flat. Not only is it flat, it's got a huge fucking gash in it. And if you guys checked out on my Twitter, at highoctane_buzz, make sure you guys go check that out. There's a nice big hole in the fucking tire, which is disastrous. It looks like someone slashed it, which is weird how they would do it from the bottom of a car, because I was like, Ma, if I was sitting there and going to go ahead and slash a car, it'd probably be up towards the top of the tire, take my knife. I was describing the fact that I've gone out and slashed someone's tires before, which I've never done, by the way. Although I have. I'll share a story about that later. But the fact is, I started describing like I slashed someone's tires before. But McKinnon did it. We don't know about that yet. But we don't know if it was vandalism happened to the tire, if it was a defect or whatever. I called the dealership, let them know what was happening. That's where I bought 4 brand new tires before I came up here to Wisconsin. My mom's been driving that car, and he did it for... She did it, not he. She did it for less than 100 miles. She's very afraid to drive that car because of the power. But she takes it around once in a while. But we were able to get in a tow truck. We got it to the dealership. And what really fucking drove me off a wall was the fact that they wanted to charge me for the tire over $700 to get this work done. All right. And yeah, thank you. They wanted $500 for the tire, another $200 plus for the alignment and tax and all that shit. Came out to around $749. Giving her the MLD. Oh, shit. You're telling me a girl from Green Bay went down to Florida and slashed my tire? Holy fuck. Or is it an ex from the past? Distant past or something. Who knows? It's like they found out where I lived. Don't think it was Cock McSkinnon, okay? But $700, that's at least 4 Tommy masks, says TSN. Hold on, $749. So if that's $600 plus another $150, that would be 5 Tommy masks without tax. 5 Tommy masks. So anyway, they wanted to charge me for it. I was calling bullshit on this. They said there was no way out for me to do this, that I didn't have tire protection coverage on my car for some reason. There should have been. I guess there's not. Well, anyway, they did fix the tire as of today. And they're picking the car up tomorrow. We're putting the car in the garage, so this way no one can come out and get it. We don't have any history of vandalism in our neighborhoods. Where I'm at in Palm Bay is actually a very nice neighborhood. So it's kind of weird. And if they did this, if someone did slash the tire, they had to have done it in broad daylight within a certain time frame of within maybe an hour. So it's kind of weird to think that there's any foul play here. But anyway, they wouldn't cover it, but they did reduce the price. So I ended up not paying $750. I think it was $660. Paid it today, got it done. I'm just picking the car up tomorrow, and as I said, it'll be in the garage for the rest of the time until I come back. And we're going to be extra vigilant on this in the near future. Now, here's a story I mentioned. I was thinking about slashing someone's tires. I'll bring this up. I was working in Alabama. Do I go to Florida and see the car? You're in Florida, Elias. What are you talking about? It looks like it got curbed and the sidewall blew out. I was thinking about that too. There's a lot of dark marks on the lower part of the tire. I started thinking about that too from what I saw. But anyway, I was working in Alabama, and when my union job is electrician, but I'm a QC inspector now, but I still do electrical work from time to time. But while we were there, we met this one person. I forget his name, because nor do I really care what his name is anymore. But he introduced himself to us. Me and my buddy Scott, we were working nights out there at the plant. And he said to us, hey, you ever heard of this policy? If you see something, say something. I go, yeah, I know that policy. Kid says, yeah, saw 3 people screwing up on a job in Wisconsin. And I ratted them out and got them fired. Hey, nice knowing you, buddy. I'm out of here. The last thing I want is some guy trying to get me my money. So when I heard about this, I wanted nothing to do with this kid. This kid was kind of a fuck up on the job, pretty bad. Didn't really know much about electrical work at all. I don't know how he was working at the nuke plant, but he was screwing things up for the rest of us. And I said, this is my buddy Scott. We came back to the hotel. I said, he was staying at the same hotel we were. I said, Scott, I've had it. I'm doing the unthinkable. I pull out my knife. And he says, what are you doing? I says, I'm slashing his tires. And he says, Brian, before you do that, you might want to think about something first. Go over to his truck and then think about what you're about to do. I said, Scott, I'm slashing his tires. That's it. I'm going to slash more than one. I'm taking out 2, at least. All right? Here I am. I'm going over to his truck. And I look at the truck. And then I turned around and went back to the hotel room. Now, it's not that I had a change of heart. It's because I looked in the truck, or around the truck itself, which looked like the beater of a beater. We all know our beater vehicles. This was a beater of a beater, okay? It had a mound of trash from all the different fast food places that are in town. I mean, this guy was pretty much a walking running advertisement of McDonald's, Wendy's, whatever fast food place you could think of. He was a big fat kid too. Not saying anything about fat people, okay? But he was pretty bad shape. And I came back to the room. My buddy Scott looks at me and he says, so did you do it? I said, Scott, I didn't do it. See, I told you. You saw the trash mound, didn't you? I says, yeah, I kind of felt bad for him. He goes, well, what's that? What's that else in your hand other than a knife? I says, oh, this is his do not disturb sign from his hotel room. And he says, well, what are you doing with that? He says, you'll see. He comes up to us one point during the night and he asks us, hey, Bri, does the maid bother you early in the morning? And I says, no, they don't come to us till at night when we go to work. And he says, well, for some reason I put a do not disturb sign on the door and they still knocked on the door. So all of a sudden I says, okay, this is great. I love it. We had a great idea. So every day that he would have a do not disturb sign, I would take it off the door for like a week. Took it off the door. I had them piled up in my hotel room. All right. And I would bring them back up to the lobby at the end of the week. And the Punjab that's working over there, he says, what is with all these signs? Listen, I took this off room 129. Okay. Do me a favor. Knock on his door at least 2 to 3 different times a day. So I gotta go revenge on him for doing shit like this. And so we bothered the shit out of him to the point that he quit the job. But yeah, that was my only instance where I was going to slash someone's tires, but I didn't do it. And would the hotel have said anything if I did it? No, because they liked me. I wasn't an asshole. I didn't get too mad when they didn't give us clean towels for a week, and I almost staged a jihad in their hotel. Okay, when I was going to take the dirty towels, throw them at them in the hotel room, run around, go, la, 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 la. I was going to do that around their whole hotel. Eventually, they gave us clean towels. But they took care of us at this hotel. I would go back there anytime I want to because they protect our cars, too. They protect my vet. They protect my buddy's Porsche. They take care of us. So they're good with us. But, yeah, if I ever see that kid again, I might eventually slash his tires. But don't tell anybody I just said that. So, anyway, moving on from all that shit. Vet's going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. We're getting warranties on these tires so that if there's any vandalism, it'll never happen again. And we won't worry about shit. I'm going to be happy. When I get back, I'm going to be in my vet, even if it's for only 3 weeks, and be happy. When I leave, the vet will go in the garage. No one's going to fuck with it. Lesson learned. It's a little bit more on my part that we shouldn't leave the vet outside, even though it's outside when I'm there. But when I'm there, they know there's more than one car there, and no one fucks with it. So Sarah Small says, I love Corvettes. Hell yeah, I do too. It's my dream car, and I'm living the dream already. So I'm happy. Anyway, one more thing before we get into the Twitter question I wanted to bring up with you guys is the possibility of another show on this channel. This was brought up by our one and only renegade Joe Compton, who brought up the idea of a midnight show. Once a week, around midnight, we probably call it the midnight hour or after hours or something like that. hosted by myself. Maybe even Joe Compton might show up. Maybe we get a few other people. And run a show for at least an hour, probably 1 hour. That's why we called it Midnight Hour. Or maybe have something like after hours and do a few hours. Talk about all sorts of stuff. Not gaming, but maybe a little bit more variety. It's not going to be like a Monetize This where it's drama and all that stuff. No drama, but everything else. And have fun with it. And I thought this was a good idea, but we wanted to bring it up with you guys and see how you feel about it. Would you guys be down for a midnight show here on this channel? So let me know about that if you're in the chat. You can DM me on Twitter. That's highoctane_buzz. Let us know, because I'm interested in doing something that can happen every week because I work, but we're going to make sure you guys put this down for us because Joe brought up the idea. He's back in the chat right now. If you guys are down for a midnight show, and after midnight show, I don't know what day we can do this because we got to work around the schedules of the Monetize This and Derailed and Foul Mounts, Insomniac, and all sorts of stuff. So we would have to find a day to make this work. But let us know. It's not something that's going to happen right away. It's going to take a few weeks to plan this out. But if you guys are down with it, let me know in the chat. For those of you guys that are watching later on, that are not watching live, put it in the comment section. Let me know if you guys are down for a midnight show. I think it would be very interesting, and I think it would be a lot of fun. We would bring guests on. Obviously, we would have to have some sort of phone call system working, like Skype, even though Skype's kind of a pit of Skypes right now. Maybe Discord or Google Hangout or something. We would make a midnight show work. So let me know in the comments. Or, of course, here in the chat. I am reading the chat as it goes. Finally, want to get to our Twitter question of the week. The age-old debate, which was brought up by the one and only Alpha Excalibur. So thank you, Alpha Excalibur, for this week's question. The age-old debate, Ford versus Chevy. Which side are you on? Tell me why. Maybe if you're a Ford person, a Chevy person, maybe if you're a Dodge or a Toyota or a Honda. I even heard Buick. All right, but there's a couple of Fords already showing up. But I want to thank Alpha Excalibur for this question. I ran a poll, and I'm also going to read off your answers. So here we go. 57 votes were made before the airing of this episode tonight. 23% of you said Ford. I think you know where this is going. Chevy, 46% going the way of Chevy. 31% went other. Ford got their ass whooped on this poll. Completely got their ass whooped on this poll. So thank you to everyone who voted on the poll, who picked Chevy, if you picked Ford, maybe you picked other. But I'm going to responses that some of you guys gave on Twitter. We do this every week, guys. There will be a Twitter question every Monday, so make sure you put in answers that we give for Twitter. I do read them off here live on the show. So a lot of you guys are sitting in the chat, so here we go. At FlowGrownOG says, Chevy motors are so easy to work on. Ford is the worst motor to have to work on. You have to remove 3 things to work on 1. You're kind of right, because this happened when I owned a Mustang. Yes, I owned a Mustang before JD ruined the whole thing of owning a Mustang. But they had to remove so many freaking parts to work on a part that I needed worked on. Henceforth, Ford, fixed or repaired daily, found on road dead. Ford, what do you expect? But FlowGrownOG, 100% right on that. The one and only Amanda Carmen at Carmen_Amanda says Chevy because of family ties in car manufacturing. And she even gave a smiley face. Thank you, Amanda Carmen. Obviously, family ties in Chevy. She probably could have helped me out with a tire. That would have been awesome. At BillyRicky03, the one and only Billy Ricky says Chevy all day, every day. Even had to give thank you, Billy Ricky, for that one. Sarah Small saying I'd rather have a Chevy over a Ford any day, over there in the chat. We get to Alpha Excalibur at Alpha Excalibur, who says, I have nothing against any of the other automakers, but I only say Chevy because That's the one of all automakers that I've had the most experience with. When I eventually start driving, you're not driving yet? Damn. At least he's a mod here. When I eventually start driving, I'm willing to give all of them a fair chance. But with my experience, Chevy will be my number one choice. Wow. Got a lot of Chevy people here. Where's the Ford people, huh? Holy cow. No wonder only 23% in this poll. At D Chatton 86 says 1967 Chevy Impala, epic car. So another Chevy guy right there. At CRP 9298 says Buick. Buick. Who's a Buick person? Obviously this one guy is. I wonder if it's a joke or he's being fucking real, but Buick. Okay. Whatever. Thanks for the response, though. Holy cow. Where are the comments from the rice burners, says Chad. I wonder. At Joe Compton 81 says, my very first car was a 1990 Ford Escort. Where were you a week ago on this? Holy cow. Now we know what your first car was. You could have done this last week on the poll, but hey, he responded here that he paid $800 my junior year of high school. I love that car. That would have worked great for last week, but still, Joe Compton, Ford guy. Makes sense. At Beers649 says, Chevy all day, Himmelgod. Holy cow, Chevy dominating in this one. At Gatekeeper5150, the one and only Gatekeeper Drew says, Toyota for me. I've never had one that didn't make 200,000 miles. The one time I had a Ford, I got 150,000, and the one Chevy was even worse. You probably just had a bad Chevy, that's all. Maybe you didn't get the right one. Toyota. Start thinking NASCAR. Remember when all of a sudden Toyota showed up in NASCAR and everyone was like, fuck you, Toyota, fuck that shit. Then all of a sudden, I was big on Joe Gibbs Racing because I'm a Tony Stewart fan. All of a sudden, they started driving Toyotas, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can't stop rooting for Tony, but damn it, why are you driving Toyotas? You were driving Chevys for crying out loud. And then eventually, Tony Stewart got his ass out of there and started driving Chevys again because that's just the way it is. Man, but Toyota. Sarah Small says, I have a Toyota. I love it. That's okay. It's all right. At Nicole LaCroix 23. I don't think we've had her respond before, but here she is. 1969 Camaro is simply the sweetest car. Another Chevy lover right there. At RJR7386 says, Toyota forever. Holy crap, another Toyota. Chad saying, I like brands that have reliable turbocharged engines. Okay. I'm down with that. All right. Let's see. My dad's buddy has a 1976 Ford Bronco that he races. Says Joe Comp. What? Pushing over 1,000 horses? Sick. TSS says, Brian, I have a Chrysler. Okay. It is what it is. But you might have to pick Ford versus Chevy down the road. Come on, man. My first car was a Dodge, so hey, what do you expect, right? Heisman Defoe says, I have a Dodge Journey Kid Mobile. They're slow. Dodge. At your boy Jeski says, Chevy Avalanche is one of my favorite more recent cars. Shame they discontinued them. I think I remember the Avalanche, dude. That was a nice ass truck back then. If I remember. It was a pretty cool looking truck, I'll be honest with you. That was pretty cool. At Marvin What? He's a Dodge man, so here it is. Dodge Mopar Power. I have rolled over the odometer a few times on a few. My last one blew up at 999,069 miles, but just changed the water pump and stuff but nothing like motor trannies. So, Marvin What? Big Dodge guy. All right. Okay. Mopar, not bad. The Hemi stuff, obviously, Hellcats, all the... Dodge has got some decent shit. But we're talking Chevy and Ford here, but still, Dodge Hellcat's pretty badass. Just saying, I've seen a few at a few car shows. They had one out here today at a car show over here at Manitowoc. Was pretty fucking awesome for a Hellcat. It can beat my vet, I'll be honest with you, it will. But my vet corner's better than your fucking cars, I'll tell you that. At Gina Daily 02, the one and only Gina J says, Chevy by a long shot. And it was so important for her to say this, she said it in 3 exclamation points. Holy shit, Gina, thank you very much. Will 10, the one and only Will 10 at WC13873 says, Chevy is all there is. That being said, my youngest son just bought a Mustang. Please tell me he's not watching JD from New York. Had more Chevys than anything else. But I think the way their motors are designed, take your vet for example, Bry, the motor has good power throughout the power band. In a Ford, the power is there in the beginning, but then you run out of motor later. It's pretty much right. Plus, if you think about it, the Corvette has no direct competition from Ford. This is true. No, the Mustang isn't it. I had a Mustang. I'll be honest with you guys. I did have a Mustang. I did mention this before. I did have a 2007 Ford Mustang. It was a pretty cool car. Will my car take down a new GTR? Ooh, that's interesting. Maybe. I know I can compete well with the Porsche, and I've beaten a few Porsches. So, go figure on that. I have raced my cars before. I haven't done much in the Grand Sport, but I'm ready to. With over 500 horses and badass acceleration, cornering. Holy shit, I could do a lot in that car. Trust me, I have. I want to take it on the track eventually over in Daytona or in Homestead and really run that baby. So trust me, I want to do some good stuff. I did it with my Camaro. But I did have a Ford Mustang back in the day. And I had a lot of problems with the Ford. I don't know why. I just did. I gave it a chance because at the time I was like, maybe I want a Mustang. And I tried it out. It's not bad, but it just wasn't good enough for me. Plus, add on the fact everybody had a Mustang, so I kind of got out of it and got Camaro instead. And the Camaro for me was so much better. Never really had problems with the Camaro at all. Especially with the ZL1, the SS1 I had. They were great. Now I move into vets. I'm strictly a Chevy guy. I want to stay away from Fords. No offense to anyone that's a Ford person. It's just, it's kind of what it is. Chad says, my Mustang sucked. It was fast, but it broke down all the time. Yeah, that's how it was my Mustang. It just didn't really do well. Ford stands for Find or Repair Daily Piece of Shit Cars, says Sarah Smalls. I agree. I hate to say it. No offense to Ford guys. I'm just saying, they break down a lot. And most of the cars I see on the road that are dead on the side of the road, they're Fords. Just saying. Don't see a lot of Dodges or Toyotas and all that shit. But I see a lot of Fords. But I just got more into Chevys and the way they ran. Not just for performance, but for maintenance. Just a lot better than it was than having a Ford because I had to fix shit all the damn time. So it got me into doing Chevys. I've been a Chevy guy ever since I got the Camaro. And this is more like 2011. Since then, I've been with Chevy. I've never looked back. Even if I have a bad dealership experience like I just had recently, I'm always going to be a Chevy guy. I'm always a Corvette guy. That's not going to change. When I do get my second car that I'm going to take for some road trips when I go for work, it's going to be a Chevy. It'll be a V6 Chevy. Something smaller, maybe like an Impala or something to go ahead and take out on the road while the vet stays at home in a garage so we don't have tires slashed or whatever happened to the tire. It was a mess, but the tire thing is over. But I am a Chevy guy. I'm always going to be a Chevy guy. If you're a Ford person, that's great. But I want to say thank you to everyone who voted on the poll. So for everybody who voted on the poll this week, thank you. Poll still goes until tomorrow, I think. So eventually we'll have a final tally on it. Chevys, Nissans, Toyotas are the best in America, says Sarah Small. I don't think Nissans are really made in America, though. Toyota's a little bit more made in America on some of their stuff, including the Tundra. I know it's made in America. I think even the Corolla or is it the Corolla or the Camry is made in America now. So seeing a little bit more of Toyotas getting made in America now instead of just strictly in Japan. I love that. So even though if you go to Detroit, you're fucked. If you don't have a Ford or a Chevy, your car gets flipped. I'm just saying, if you go to Detroit, you're fucked. So make sure you're driving a Chevy or a freaking Ford in Detroit. They take that shit freaking seriously. I have a Camry. Love how it rides, says Sarah Small. Camrys are not bad. I'll be honest, they're not bad. Right now, on my rental car, I'm driving a Toyota Highlander. It's all right. It's not bad. You know, makes me miss my vet more because I can't really accelerate with the damn thing. But, you know, if I had a Camry or something like that, I would think it's okay. I have driven a Dodge before, especially in terms of a rental. I had the Charger, and it was a pretty good car. I'll be honest with you. Even though I was driving it more in the winter, it wasn't that bad. But it was a pretty good car. But I would probably still at that point still want a Chevy, and that's the way I work. But I want to thank Alpha Excalibur for this week's question of the week. He brought it up. So if you guys eventually have a question of the week that you guys want to have me present on the show, you guys can DM that to me on my Twitter. That's at highoctane_buzz. So, Brian, if you're curious, do you find Dodges reliable? Yeah, I think they're not bad. They are pretty reliable. I had a Dodge Daytona in the beginning that was very reliable. So I have driven Dodge before, and they've been pretty good. I just don't think they're great performance-wise compared to a Chevy or a Ford in terms of performance cars, even though their Hellcats are pretty badass. But, you know, the Hellcats and Hemis are pretty good. But as far as anything below that, they suck. In terms of performance, they're just slow. You need the higher end stuff to really go with. And the Viper is a dick on wheels. So go figure that one out, okay? I mean, the car is the shaft, and the two people are the two balls holding the damn thing together. That's a Viper. Don't even waste your time with that car. It's fucking stupid. Guy wanted me to trade in my vet to go get a Viper. No. Hell no. I have no interest in a fucking Viper. Vipers back in the day, they were pretty nice, but now, yeah. You know, that's how it is. I'd love to talk cars with you sometime. I'm an amateur grease monkey. Built a few imports. Driven a lot of different models of cars, says Chad. Hell yeah, Chad. We can talk cars anytime, bro. Anytime. We can always talk cars, especially here on YouTube. And if we get the midnight show going, that would be great. We could do that. Q&As. Speaking of Q&A, I will have a Q&A on Sunday. This Sunday. We'll have a Q&A in Sunday afternoon. We can talk about anything you want. Anything goes on Q&A. So... Heistman says, what about Lincoln? I don't know. Are you a Lincoln guy, Heistman? I want a Bentley Continental GT, says Sarah Small. Holy shit. Where's the Mercedes people and the Beamer people, right? Where are they at? Where's my Volkswagen people, right? Holy shit. Folks, we could talk cars all day long. I love it. We'll definitely get a conversation going on that. But this Sunday, we're going to have a Q&A, live Q&A. Sunday afternoon around 2 o'clock. Originally, I was not going to have one because my work schedule is shifting from a day shift that I'm working now into night shift next week. So chances are there may or may not be an episode of The Himmelgod Has Spoken next Thursday. So kind of keep that in mind. My work schedule is a little weird right now. It's a little wonky. It is a night shift schedule right now. And I might be working that Thursday or I might not be working that Thursday. I don't know yet. That's kind of the schedule right now. So as of right now, there's not going to be a show next week. But the week after, there will be. So for next week, there's probably not going to be a show for Himmelgod Has Spoken on Thursday. So kind of let you guys know that. But I will have a Q&A Sunday because originally I was going to be working Sunday night. Now I'm not. Unless something changes tomorrow. I doubt it will. So... Sunday Q&A around 2 o'clock. Anything goes. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we are open book. Chad, if you want to talk about cars, we can talk about cars. You want to talk about games. You want to talk about movies, especially Tommy, who brought up the new Godzilla movie. King of Monsters looks badass awesome from the trailer I saw at Comic-Con. I better bring that up in case someone says in the comments, hey, you didn't talk about that Godzilla trailer you mentioned earlier. Trust me. It is a really awesome trailer, and I want to see it badly. But I still want to see King Kong take on Godzilla. We might have to wait till the next movie to finally see that. So looking forward to seeing where the Godzilla movies are going to go. But Comic-Con impressed me with a lot of really good trailers, especially Shazam. If anyone's seen the Shazam trailer, that looked really good. So definitely go check that out. If you haven't seen it yet and you're not too superheroed out, check out the Shazam trailer. It's actually pretty funny and entertaining. It doesn't look like it's taking itself too seriously. It's not a high budget movie like how Deadpool was a low budget movie and it worked out. I think Shazam's going to work out in the same way. So I'm interested in seeing it. The Aquaman trailer, on the other hand, it looks all right, but it's very CGI heavy. So I'm worried about that. The Meg, yeah, I probably wait till I see it on Netflix, to be honest with you, with the Meg. It's not something I could say I'm going to run to the theater and go watch. You know, unlike maybe this weekend, I might go see Mission Impossible because I'm more interested in that movie. It's more of a popcorn movie for me. It's not something I would own on Blu-ray, but still interested nonetheless. I didn't see many people talk about Ready Player One, so if you guys have seen that, let me know in the chat or even in the comments if you've seen it. I'm interested in maybe getting the movie, but I just want to kind of get your opinion, what you guys think of it. Quick question: what happened to the Harriet Tubman $20 bills? I don't know. What happened to it, Heist Man? I'd like to know. Holy shit. Elias says the movie sucks. Alva says, yeah, I don't care for it that much. Just seen it on YouTube. All right, maybe a rental. I'll rent it. Does that work, guys? Should I just rent it? I'll rent it because it's cheap for $2.99. I can rent it on my Xbox and watch it. So probably just end up doing it that way. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the Harriet Tubman $20 bills. Elias says rent it. Okay. So it's better as a rental. All right. It's better. Okay. Understand. So at least you guys are giving me some opinions on Ready Player One, so probably don't buy it. I know Jeremy John said it, own it on Blu-ray, but you guys are giving me your honest opinion. I appreciate that. So thank you, Elias, Alpha. You brought it up. Anyone in the chat who's seen it, bring it up. But yeah, I'll probably go watch Mission Impossible this weekend. Maybe we'll talk about it next week, or not next week, or a couple weeks from now. No show as of right now for next week, but make sure you guys check out on my Twitter if I will have a new episode 16 for Thursday. So it's a maybe right now. I will say whether there is one or not on Thursday as we lead up. So more streams, more live streams, gaming streams, more videos, more content on the way here on YouTube as well as Twitch. Coming up within the next week to 2 weeks, you're going to see a lot of stuff coming in. A lot of games are going to start coming into play. Time to go to Miami nightclub for me. Have a good night. Take it easy, Elias. Have a good time down there in Florida. I'll be there soon. But as soon as I get back down in Florida, more gaming streams. I'm going to have a lot of unboxings coming up, especially when I get back on that Saturday. I might do a quick live stream. Might be like 30 minutes or something like that. It lets you know I'm back home, but also I'm going to unbox all the cool shit that was sent to my house. I have a Foul Mouths care package at my house. I think I might have a Billy Ricky care package at my house that these guys sent stuff to me, and I'm going to unbox it for you guys live when I get back. So I'm going to do that for you because you deserve that much. Also, any cool stuff that I have there, I think there's a statue that's going to be an unboxing for Overwatch, which is Soldier 76. You guys are going to see that. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that you guys are going to go check out. So I'm really looking forward to being at home and checking out some cool shit. So I'm going to enjoy my last weekend up here. I'm going to be at Packers training camp probably on Saturday. See how things are going over there. So I'm interested to see what's going on up by Lambeau. Because by the time I come back here, we'll be in the middle of football season. And I got a couple of games I'm heading to when I come back here in October and November. One being the Buffalo Bills and the other the Miami Dolphins. So expect my half and half side to show up for the Dolphins game and fuck the Buffalo Bills. So that's just how it is. But, and go Pack Go, of course. So that's going to wrap things up here for this week, guys. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter at @highoctane_buzz. Check out Twitch, _Himmelgod over there on Twitch. Twitch Prime, you can sub for free. As I said, content is on the way. We'll have some Telltale stuff for you guys to help participate in, and we'll have more God of War. We're gonna have a little game called A Way Out coming up with the one and only Canadian Basement. So make sure you check out myself and Canadian Basement. Make sure you're heading over to Canadian Basement's channel. He did Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze last night. Make sure you guys go check that out. It was a lot of fun to go sit and watch, and I was watching the rest of it this morning. Had a blast watching it, Canadian Basement. That was pretty badass. I do have the game. I just haven't had a chance to play it yet, so hopefully I'll get around to it very soon. There's a lot of Switch stuff I want to play, and I'm pretty sure I will be putting it up on Twitch or on YouTube as well, including games like Hyrule Warriors, Octopath Traveler, and we're going to have fun here. We're going to find a way into each other's hearts, this Canadian Basement. Yeah, we're going to be playing this sometime after I get back. Hopefully the week after, the week that I do get back, during that week, we're probably going to play A Way Out. So make sure you guys tune in. I'm probably going to be streaming at the same time as Canadian Basement. So we'll have two streams going, either one on YouTube and one on Twitch or something like that. We'll work something up where you get both of our perspectives, but we'll both be on party chat. Trying to figure out a way out. I did watch a little bit of the gameplay, so I see what we're going to have to do, Basement, and I think it's going to be pretty cool, you and I playing that game. So, too bad it's not on the PlayStation sale. What the fuck, you know? You would think they'd put that on sale, but they didn't. Shit. But anyway, guys, make sure you guys are on the way out here. If you haven't done so yet, click the like button. Click subscribe if it's your first time here. If for some reason YouTube unsubbed you from this channel, resub to the channel. For some reason, YouTube's being a bitch. So we have to figure it out. Yeah, fuck him, says Canadian Basement. What YouTube's been pulling some bullshit lately, putting me under 200 subs. Hell no. I don't care about numbers, but it's kind of bullshit to see what they've been doing. So if for some reason they unsubbed you from here, resub. Hit the like button. Make sure you click the bell to get notifications. You guys have been getting the notifications. That's awesome. Greatly appreciate it. Sorry to my brother who called earlier and wanted me. He left a voicemail message, which has been sitting on top of my phone this entire stream, so I got to make sure I go check that out. Shout out to my nephew Mason. I'll be home soon, buddy. Shout out to everybody here who hung out tonight. So many names to go get, and of everyone who's been here. But you guys all know who you are. Thank you guys for being here. Those who support through just being a subscriber, thank you. For those of you guys who are following me over on Twitter, thank you. For everyone who's subbing or following over on Twitch, thank you. It means a lot. But I appreciate everything you guys do. So you guys make sure that I get to do shit like this. We'll be hanging out tomorrow during Monetize This. Saturday during Insomniac. I will be on Derailed this Saturday. Originally I wasn't going to be on, but now I am. I'm going to be there. So that'll make Drew happy. So I will be doing timeouts. Make sure, guys, for a $5 donation on Derailed, we can put someone in timeout, and I'm in the mood to put someone in timeout this weekend. I'll be taking over that from Johnny Ray Sinister. So I'll be handling timeouts. So if you guys want to do a $5 donation, watch me put someone in fucking timeout, here's your chance this weekend. Anybody you want, including a member of the show. So definitely check that out. Derail Saturday, we'll go over the top 50 wrestlers of all time. Like I mentioned my top 5 earlier today. I said my number 1, I think, is Ric Flair. Woo! Because I will have my Woo edition of WWE 2K19, but I'm a Ric Flair mark. I can't help it. I think Hulk Hogan will be in the top 5. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and of course the Macho Man, Randy Savage. That's my top 5. I'm sticking to it. But make sure you check that out. Make sure you guys are following Ken, Billy, Ricky, Drew, Canadian Basement, Cole Bone Show, Tattooed Mistress. Check everybody out. Follow Bobbit. He's always got stuff going on. So make sure you guys are following everyone, Joe especially. We'll see you guys tomorrow during Monetize This. Saturday, of course, for Insomniac. Also the warm-up show, Derailed, Corrupted. We got so much good shit. Free to play on Sunday. May possibly be there for the Sunday show on free to play on the Corrupted podcast channel for Joe Cronin. I don't know what we'll be going over, but I'm pretty sure this Xbox streaming console could come up. So as we get more information, I will bring it to you. But thank you guys for being here. I'm winded. I'm going to get out of here. I'm Brian Himmelfarb, a.k.a. the Himmelgod. Thank you for being here. I will see you guys on the next show. Have a good one and enjoy your weekend.